Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've
Hello
ever seen.
out there, and welcome
put
back
some coffee
to
on.
Alan
It'll
Wake
warm you up.
Remastered. I'm Eric with Perspective Gaming, and we're back with Chapter 2. Last time we arrived in a small town of Bright Falls and lost our... had a fight with our wife, and she disappeared as much as it said. And now we are kind of trying to figure out what happened. We have jumped back in time to before we ever left. We are back in New York. And I got to get coffee going, but I'm sort of just doing a little explore first. These games love coffee.
Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then.
I forgot
Go
that
put
his
it up.
wife used to do his cover art for his books. That's cute.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Alan Wake, Return to Sender, I Can't Forget Alex Casey, The Things That I Want, The Fall of Casey. That snow pile up looks very accurate to real life, honestly. Boop.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly. These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan!
Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry!
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay, hi.
Don't need to be
You
sorry,
okay?
you have a phobia.
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break
I
out
know
the
it's hard to
candles.
break phobias.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid.
She
The dark
called it
really
the
spooked
clicker.
Me too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love
And thus
you,
begin the
even if
questions.
you are a liar.
What's true and what is
Thanks for
changes
this.
made by the story in our reality?
How do you
Well,
feel,
I
Mr.
shot a
Wake?
bunch of
Any
shadow creatures in the
nausea,
night, and my wife is
disorientation, anything
missing.
like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor.
I'll be the
Sheriff
first
Breaker
to
had
say,
called
I
him to
get
the
it. He
station
came
to
in
take a
from
look at
fishing.
the
He was
cut in my
fishing.
head.
He got here. He was called in on an emergency. Do we not have a fridge or something it could be stored in?
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after
salmon.
if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year.
Another thing to
Closest
wonder if
thing
this was in the
to
original version of the
take
game or
your word
not.
for it, Doc.
Watery is in the sequel. So I'm not sure how much of the by the time they did the remaster, they knew they were making a sequel and changed things or not. Thank you.
I believe you'll find the sheriff in her office. Just go down the corridor.
It is the same layout of the sheriff's department, though, which is wonderful.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very
Bye,
good.
Cynthia.
I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor. That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
Mulligan and Thornton, too, huh?
Here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the brake float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsal today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
I might have missed another page of the sudden stop, but this one had to be this.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the Dark Presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your
That's
phone's on
not
the
a
desk.
suspicious
The
thing to
battery's
hear
dead.
from a police
It's charged
officer.
now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
We were arguing. I walked out of the
I
cabin.
walked.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal.
Richard Braub, Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller out on camping trip, haven't been lost. Have you seen this man? Disappeared. Knack for winning contests. Missing cat.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
You are welcome, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean,
Is that really
I wasn't
better?
Drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen. You gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but
I mostly believe you, sir.
I wasn't drunk then.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
All right. But a lot of story stuff getting out of the way.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said,
Okay,
go
thanks
through
for
the
the heads
fence
up.
on the left.
I gotta look around for manuscript pages, though. I don't think there's one back. Oh, there's a radio back here. That's what it was.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street.
The
Deputies
deer
Mulligan
fist
and Thornton
float.
had to deal with two intoxicated young men.
He's a good guy.
Completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year.
He's a great guy, just running a little, doing what he can from his radio station, trying to do right by people. Explosion! I love Alan Wake's Boots of Destruction, man.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes.
Yeah, everything's normal.
Shaped. She shook her
Nothing
head
weird
and
here.
laughed.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go.
Do I not
needed
need to
get
just
to
pull
Elderwood
that?
National Park
Okay.
to meet Alice's kidnappers.
We're doing this the civilized way and actually talking to the police. Damn fool way to do anything. Walking towards a television screen in an Alan Wake game.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story.
Vision of ourselves writing a story to save Alice.
Marvelous, Sarah.
Hello.
I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and
I've got a cat.
regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood...
I'm going to get turned into two different monsters.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Barry!
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client.
Everybody
Who are
loves
you?
Barry.
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al.
Hi,
I don't
Rose.
like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow, I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go.
She's
Great
so
to see you
stable
again,
yet.
Mr. Wake. Later!
There's so much layers of mental anguish for her to fall down.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself.
Yeah.
What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week. And someone's got Alice. And everything's just...
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, It's a good story, could be a bestseller.
Only the huge
But when you
animal
start
numbers.
confusing fiction with reality,
Grizzly and a
you're
big one.
buying
You don't see a
yourself
lot of
ticket to the
grizzlies
funny
around.
farm.
Here, mostly black bears. Dr. Nelson wrote up a little thing on finding a grizzly bear. I love the details they put into these, man. Oh no!
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right?
Oh.
You're in cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake.
Puppus.
I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that
Good.
doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky. Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone.
I'll
just
also
yet.
take into
The
account
form's on
that
the
you
desk
absolutely
across
are
from the
warning me
mammoth
that I need to
Seriously, Al,
not
you can't
get
just go and meet a kidnapper.
snapped in
Those
bear
situations
traps.
always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing. Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
So much talking at the front of this chapter.
I think this is the
Thank
form
you.
wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy,
Good dog. You'll heal.
nice spot, too.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into
Yes,
thin air.
Barry.
A guy
Thank
who
you.
was bulletproof until you.
I love you. I also am running a channel here.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al. Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Anything else? Hello? Ooh, batteries. Never pass up batteries. Nothing could go wrong meeting at night in this game.
I'll wait here, Al.
God, I
Hold down
forgot.
the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode.
Fair.
And was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Doodly-doo. I totally forgot that they had...
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest. I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Thank you, Crow. finally to the game. It's all good. Oh, good. More talking. I love it.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
I'm gonna keep moving. I love the game. I love all of the work they put in, but I do want to keep it a little bit moving because it was such a long intro. Holy moly! Oh, nope. So yeah, as always with the pacing in this franchise, we are launched directly from we woke up mysteriously to our wife is kidnapped and a kidnapper wants to meet with us. This game, Boots of Destruction. This game thrives on its sort of mysteries and on keeping you guessing about what's really happening, which is wonderful, and I love it. I didn't mean that.
The cancer infected civilization.
In Night Springs.
But sometimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs.
Again, I love these things. They're great. I'm not going to spend all the time watching these for 5 minutes or so. But they very often play with themes that connect to the game. So if you are interested in them, I'm sure they're online. I'm sure there are YouTube compilations of them or something. So I'd recommend checking them out if you're interested. They're wonderful. Got him.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
That's a bad sign. That's a really bad sign. I hope everyone's okay in this horror game.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way. Felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Things are bad, things are bad, bad for everyone in this town. Diving bell. And when I keep saying diving bell, it's diving, old diving suit.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
I'll be there in just a second. There's a glowing manuscript page that's more interesting than your life.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Again, apologies that I can't guarantee those are in the right order. I think they're roughly in just straight down the line order. I just, I thought for sure in the sequel, in this remake, they'd fixed that, but apparently not. Apparently they still had the problem with it being permanent unlock, which is nice for collectors, but unfortunate for re-experiencing the story in what is an extremely narrative game.
Hello? Back here.
That's a lot of blood.
Hey, please help me.
My eyes fixated on his twisted leg.
Mr. Wake?
That's the way it's a page.
Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must. The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off.
Yeah, no. I don't think you have the correct read on what Rose is like, if I'm being honest. That looks safe.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Claire Chunkle? Man, lots of manuscript pages before we even have fired a shot at anything yet.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to make it through the darkness.
Thank you, torchbearers.
Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Doodly-doo, doodly-doo, get some loot. I'm sure we'll be in time. Oh, no!
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on. The ground was covered with oily patches.
The scream scared the cat off.
Hunters need hunting licenses.
Click, 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 click. Rusty, I'm sure you're fine. Uh-oh. Forgot.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals. Fishing is for those visitors who purchase a park fishing license.
So this is something I can confirm changes by the sequel. In the sequel, they made it clear that like everything that the Taken are saying is like text from the manuscript in that game, Return. But here they're very clearly just saying stuff like that's attached to their normal life. Like there's still some small pieces of themselves left in there, but not Enough. 5, 6. Click, 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 click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go re-ammo up. Sorry, Rusty. We tried. The manuscript said you died, so there was nothing I could do. Oh, hello. Wow, you popped easy. Cinematic dodge. Got him. Up. I don't know why someone had a basket of infinite pistol ammo, but I'll take it. All right. Nothing to do now except for regret that Rusty ever lived near us and move ahead.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze.
That's a new character.
He had a job to do. He had a rider to catch at any cost.
How you guys doing out there in viewer land? I hope you're doing all right. Like I said, I always play this game when I get, well, not always, but I often play this game again when I get depressed, because it's just, there's something so, it's like the perfect way to, like, it sympathizes with your darkness, but then it brings you to light. Just like the game kind of goes from, you know, it's light fighting darkness. Moonshine Cavern.
End of the nature trail.
Which has treasure or Lover's Peak. Well, I want treasure more than I want the achievement for reaching Lover's Peak in 30 minutes or whatever it is. So I hope that this December is treating you guys right and that you're looking forward to a good, you know, holiday period, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. Shotgun. And I am about 2 days away from finishing my semester. I have graded almost all the important stuff. One of my classes' final grades are in. So I am real close to having more time. I really want to get the channel back up to 3 episodes a week for the rest of December, and I'll also be working on a big project, as I will keep saying, because if I keep saying it, I have to do it. If I promise you all that I will be done with a project soon, it needs to actually be done soon. That's weird. And bad for my health. Hello. God, I love the timing on this game's dodges. I know it so well, unlike the sequel where I feel like I do not understand the dodge timing at all. Bop, bop. Got him. It's easy. Tap. That's a rock, not a manuscript. So I'll be heading across and down there. I've mentioned before, I love how this game uses light as an indicator of where you need to go. It's so good about guiding you along your path with bright lights so that you kind of know where you're headed without, like, yeah, up in the top corner you have your sort of like radar with the guiding where you're headed, but you don't need it at all because the direction, the sense of direction is so strong.
On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe.
But you said you used to be afraid of the dark, and you had the clicker.
What she meant.
And that's going to become really important later. What's real? What's not real? Keep it in your mind always as we play through Alan Wake. A little bit in Control, too, which I will probably be playing through on the channel here as part of this Depression-era arc. But just stuff to keep in mind. Onwards towards Lover's Peak. The great old one. Uh-oh. Ouch! Jesus. Okay. I don't have the timing on those guys as well. Bop, bop, bop. Whew. Killed by lightning in 1937. Me, very nearly felled by a horrible lumberjack right the fuck now. This game can be hard. I forget that this game can be actually very challenging. I'd forgotten until one of you guys mentioned, my good friend mentioned on the chat channels on the last video. This game, when it came out originally, I don't know if the remake still has it. I bet it does. It had a dynamic difficulty system where it got like harder if you were doing well, but easier if you were doing badly, which sounds really interesting, but it's so not this game. Like, it's great. It was cool exploration mechanics, but like this game is so narrative. It's so weird to think of this game in terms of like, oh, is it too difficult or too easy? It's like it's so much just about like the story. And that doesn't mean the fights are just mind-numbingly easy. They are not. But it's like the point isn't it being hard or not. Woo! What you gonna do? Die? That's a good selection. Way we can see more light guiding us to go that way. Forgot about the generator mechanic. Thank you, thank you. Say Lover's Peak that way. Oh, thermos. Coffee thermos. Thank you. Gotta keep going. Bear alert. Jesus. I hadn't thought about the idea of a bear filled with darkness, but geez, that'd be bad for me. Where were they? I didn't... There's one of them. There's the other. I don't know that I exactly needed to dodge that axe. I think it was going to miss on its own. I see you over there. You're not flanking me. I'm flanking you! That's another big boy. Whew! Tough one, tough one. All right. The power is amping up on these fights. Visitor Center. Through tree. Lover's Peak. Which means we go this way to find secrets. Secrets. Hello? Or not. Can't go too far afield in this map, or any of them, really. They're just open enough that enemies can attack you from any angle, but not open enough that you can go most anywhere. Ooh. I'm going to assume I've not missed any manuscripts, even if that is likely not the case. Manuscript. But that way lies Lover's Peak. I want secrets. Hey, I shot it and it swing. I don't know if I caused that at all or not. Dates from 1846, the year of the Oregon Treaty. Ow. That is such a thing that an American park would American nature park would actually have a big ring from a tree showing which year's major events in the state happened. God. This is not an American company, but they know what Americans are like. Oh. Well, yeah, we can go whoop. Do my jankety-ass jump.
The night had been one desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was in the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
That's a bad sign for us. Visitor Center, Lover's Peak, Nature Trail, Gazebo, Blubber. Map say where we were in relation to everything? Not really. I'm sure nothing will kill me on the slow-moving gondola. Shit. Ah! Uh-oh, taken. Uh-oh, stinky.
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming. That flashlight's kid
Thank you,
stuff.
sir.
The flares will keep the
I do
bastards
love
away.
dramatically walking through a field of enemies with a torch.
You can see them too? Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move. Why?
It'll click.
Because that's the way the story goes. Yeah, but... Let's move! I lost my gun back there. Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
Damn right he had been.
But then, I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake. You better keep up.
Ow! Ow! You're a horrible shot. There's nothing better than dramatically walking with a flare.
Bring it! Ah, damn it!
All right, get this one. Ow. You're terrible at this, kidnapper.
That's right. You just keep coming. Lover's Peak.
Okay.
Stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do, Wake. Are you kidding? Give me the gun.
Hold down to use a flare.
Hold them off, damn it. Just a little longer. Scare them off. Get some light
Nope.
on those bastards. That'll keep
Bad.
them off us.
Stay back. Stay back.
Just a little longer. I almost got it.
Last flare. Go.
Okay, it's open. Move it or lose it.
You aren't seriously fighting, are you? Get to the light point, my man.
Die already, die! Oh, you feeling better now, Wake? All cozy and safe. Better get ready. They'll be on us soon.
Yeah, this looks like a great place to be.
This is it, Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming. Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming! That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
Stop shooting the wrong one. Ow. Could you please do damage? Oh, thank God. Okay, okay, that's the first wave. Now we just have to casually wait while he's bad at things for a few more rounds. Get the darkness off that one. Okay, now it's just a matter of not dying while he's terrible at damage. That was better. Good job. One's on your flank.
It's a piece of cake, Wake.
Ow! Ow! Shoot! Shoot this one. Don't shoot the big one yet. I haven't gotten the big one. Oh my God, please, sir. I know you're a kidnapper, but come on. Thank you. Okay. Now we'll just focus the big guy. Oh. Right at the worst moment. Oh, come on. You are useless, sir.
Get ready. We
Useless.
fight them as long as they keep coming. Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming! That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
Come on, melt, 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 melt. No shield. Okay. Just shoot him, sir. Come on! That was 6 shots and you took out 0 troops. They take 3 bullets each. Oh my god. Thank you. Ow. Ow. I need a new partner. Mine's defective. And also, he kidnapped my wife. Hold the shield. Hold the shield. Don't get immediately killed this time, Eric. Shoot him. Shoot. Boy, you hit half the time. Okay. I shot you off.
See? Nothing to it.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were going to say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're going to bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her now.
Alan's go-to move is punching people in the face.
You're gonna give me the manuscript or you'll be sorry. No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you!
I don't know if I found this
Do you
one
hear
before.
me? Come back here!
He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next...
I don't remember getting that treasure chest before. Oop, come on. All right. We're off the beaten trail, which is bad for Bonzo.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the
Oh,
birds started
Barry,
attacking the
no!
cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Only a couple more manuscripts, even if I haven't missed them, so we gotta be getting close to the end of this chapter. That was the chainsaw. Bear trap.
Rusty had warned me about these traps. I wouldn't want to get caught in one of them. Those teeth look nasty.
I didn't see anything pointing me out this way, and yet it exists. Is there something here? Possibly. Bear trap. See, that's how you shoot. Clean, controlled, precise. 3 shots and the medium ones die, 2 and the little ones die, and like 12 for the big guys. It's all about control and consistency. You have to take control. Oh, I'm excited. I'm very excited to run you guys through Control after this. Control is very different, but also very fun. Woo. Any more snap traps around? Huh. Ow. Precise control. Bullet. Nice and easy. Where are you? Nope, too slow. Get out of here. Where are you? I saw another one. I thought. Maybe I'm crazy. 'Cause that was the slowdown like it ended. I think I'm missing a manuscript somewhere out here page, but we'll we're just gonna keep moving. Ooh, ooh, maybe it's hello. Uh-oh. Ah! Big flare. Bye. It's amazing how much fun and how much easier this game is when you aren't hyper cautious about all your cool ammo. You get so much ammo in this game. The first time I played through, I absolutely like refused to use anything but my main 2 guns. Because it was like, well, I don't want to run out of flares for when I really need them, and I just never used them. They're so handy. I don't want to fight Big Hammer Man. Just blow him up with a flare gun.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it, but it felt all wrong. Call it instinct, his posture, the way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the
warning about
fence and
Nightingale.
stumbled into the darkness beyond.
Hunting rifle. Oh, yes. My oldest friend. Single shot rifles. Take and go boom.
I had heard the plane fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
Where was the paint pointing me? Huh. I'm sure it's nothing to question that the torchbearers used paint to guide me to the plane that wasn't here long ago. That can't possibly be strange. Anybody here? Nope. No wasting the hunting rifle ammo on the little guys. Now a medium guy. Oh, I love me my just single shot rifle. Damn you. I don't like being interrupted. There we go. All right. A few types of ammo. Let's reload this rifle while we're not being attacked. Boy, I wonder if that's where we're going. Oop. Pause for there's your screenshot. Oh man. Might be a little tough with the fog, but there's your thumbnail right there. Slap some purple text on that says "The light guides me home" or something along those lines. Fiddle with the contrasts and the brightness on Alan so he pops out from the background a little more. Maybe on the house, on the cabin too. Got yourselves a thumbnail. Won't get a lot of clicks because I don't design thumbnails to be ultra clickbaity, but it'll look nice. And that's what I want. End of the day. I am practicing art, not capitalism. I practice capitalism by teaching, which is really sad, but I gotta get paid somehow. Did I ever mention on channel? I know I have, but very rarely. I have a coffee that I don't link very often. But I'll try to remember to link my coffee in this video. So if you feel bad about me making money through teaching, you can donate me some dollars. P.S. Don't feel bad about donating me some dollars. I save my begging for my big projects usually, and I just haven't been able to work on one because I got a lot more classes, which is good for me. Banish the shadow. That's why we banish the shadow. So if you step in it, it's done.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was
But
gentle.
Rusty wasn't the prince of her
He treated her
dreams,
well,
and that
made her
tended to be
smile, made her
terrible
feel
truth.
good.
She was no
But Rusty
closer
wasn't
to
the
that
prince of her
Hollywood magic
dreams,
than he
and
was.
that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic.
Rose is perfectly stable and healthy. Definitely not slightly crazy and a little scary. Kapow! I chose not to blow it up that time.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no
Barry's
surprise.
kind of a
When it
freak.
came to women, Barry and
Alan
Al were
is
very
just a
eye to
wife
eye.
guy. Oh, God. We're almost there. Almost there. God, I was thinking about filming 2 chapters today, but that is not happening.
Be aware of Widowmakers.
That's cute. You think I'm gonna play fair. That ought to be the last of the things. Let's go. Didn't miss a manuscript yet. Other than, I guess, one in my prequel era, but that's fine. Oh. This is actually one I missed on my first playthrough. Okay, we can get the right one this time. And yes, I have missed some.
Shadows
I lied.
stirred and the wind
Directly
picked
to your
up as
face.
I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the Taken.
So I missed one there, and there's one left that I didn't get last time. We are not perfectionists, not on the channel. I do that too much in my normal gaming, and it slows things down and makes them painful sometimes. Not on the channel. On the channel, we are here for fun and to show you guys cool things I like. And Alan Wake is definitely a cool thing I like. I would never feel safe walking next to one of these big log piles. I would be really concerned that exactly that was going to happen. Sure you want this? I'm giving you every warning, sir. You asked for it. Pray you don't live to regret it. Goodbye. You were warned. You were warned that specifically that might happen. But you didn't live to regret it long. The chainsaw. Logging is a hazardous occupation. I'm not gonna play fair. I'm gonna let slow-mo blast you. One, two, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, taken no more. Manuscripts, not gonna spend a lot of time, because we've been recording for like an hour and a half. 15 minutes, actually, not quite as long as I thought.
Barry?
Was that... What the hell? They've gone all. They've gone all. They've gone all. They've gone all. They've gone all.
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
I think that was a bug.
I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least
Barry's
I was out
kind
the
of a
woods.
weirdo, but I don't think he's that kind of a weirdo.
I'd have to get the car from the locked garage. It would get me back to
I
Barry
totally
faster.
forgot until I saw the car earlier that there's driving mechanics in this game. Nothing bad happens in... Nothing bad has ever once happened in a horror game bathroom. Hello.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone.
I'm sure the
Alice dies.
kidnapper actually has Alice, and it's not something way weirder than that. I'm sure it's just a kidnapping and nothing more. Nothing bad has ever happened in a video game, in a horror game bathroom. I stand by that statement.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion.
Mulligan!
It's weird. Don't you think that's weird? Bored, Mulligan let out a mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird.
Thornton
Just a
shitty
question of sorting out
pastrami
what kind of weird it
sandwich.
is this time around.
You'll understand that when we get around to Alan Wake 2 in a long time from now. Time to go. Let's go. I know there's a lot of little like items and stuff you can pick up around here. Because eventually your car can break from taking too much damage and you have to fight your way through. But I'm not gonna make an effort to stop and pick stuff up and drive back, walk back to the car. We're not paying Pacific Drive here. Fuck you! Fuck you! We're coming, Barry. We're coming on foot, Barry. I'm sure you're fine. I can't imagine anything bad would happen to the comic relief in a horror game.
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could
Ow.
imagine against the dark things I was facing.
Piss off. I have to go save Barry from scary ravens.
It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done.
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
It was a bold lie and a stupid lie, but it worked for 2 days.
Barry had talked about birds
The
over
darkness
phone.
controls the taken.
Ow! I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney.
So are you, bud.
This is normal.
So are you.
Birds are weird.
Ah!
Ow, make them go away, please.
Come on. Ow. Die here. That looks like it's a lot of them you're talking about. I love the as it affects them, like a few little stray birds here and there disintegrate into light. I love the light particle effects, man. They're really good. Are you gonna like attack at some point? Like, it's taking a long time for me to just slowly zap you with light from here. There we go, that's group done. Any more? Hello? Ow. I guess I thought that the ground flare would do more than it did. Sure, we'll go with that. They're gone.
Open the door now. They're gone.
Hey, Al.
It's very reasonable that you did,
Sorry,
but I'm
you
not.
were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Totally normal
Wheeler speaking.
Rose.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
Bye now.
See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the all.
Totally fine and normal Rose. Time. I wonder if this song will get me copyright claimed in Russia. So yeah, that was chapter 2. I was going to play more tonight, but that went really long, and I'm afraid they're going to keep getting longer. I'm going to not let the music play because that got me a copyright claim in Russia, but I don't know how each different song's going to be, so I'm going to just do that. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you had a good time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.